Hello and welcome to a special Thanksgiving miracle episode of JOKAKAKA. I am Jim.
And I am Sam. If only they knew.
If only they knew the miracle that we just experienced. So, hi. It's been a while. We had a little hiatus month, but we're here to talk about our favorite monthly-ish releasing.
What a crazy month it's been too. I feel for both of us for very different reasons.
It has been a crazy month, but we're here. We're here to talk about Chapter 20 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm not going to do that classic, sorry guys, it's been a long time since I last uploaded. We're not going to fucking do that. We're just saying, here we go.
Hey, the Halloween episode is right on time.
We're just doing it. We're jumping in. We're having our special Thanksgiving. It's the Thanksgiving Spectacular.
Yeah, we're all thankful for a new JoJo chapter, Glory Days Part 2, which is somehow the last part of Glory Days.
Yeah, you could even say that his Glory Days have come to an end.
Aha!
Oh my god, I'm like high off of joy right now. Sam and I just solved the biggest microphone issue of the century.
That was solved by a button.
It was literally a button that I needed to press with. All right, Sam.
But before we start talking about it, we gotta shout out the patrons. The patrons, if you want your name, like these patrons will have your name shouted out at the beginning of every episode. Just leave whatever you feel comfortable leaving. And those people who, felt comfortable leaving something was Truffle, Gilbo, Odds, Go-Go Gappy, Perpetually Angry, Tactical Zebra GJ, Zenblins, Blueface, Illicit Pencil, Classic Andy, Neon Nen, Sabbath, and Call Me K. Thank you very much.
Thank you again. We love you guys so much. You're amazing.
Yes.
But all right, so let's just jump in because...
Oh, did you see... they also had a preview for the JoJo, do another JoJo magazine.
No, I did not see.
And the cover was redone art of all the Part 5, the squad.
Ooh, I'm looking at this right now. This is adorable.
I think they're getting it, or one of them is getting a short story, like it's like kind of like the Lisa got, where I think they're.
Oh, that's fun.
I could have swore I'm pretty sure it's one of them, or all of them maybe having like a light novel short story.
Last time I was in New York, I went to what is it? One of the bookstores. I forget what it's called. It begins with the K.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I've been there.
Kinokuniya, I believe. Yep. I went to Kinokuniya and I bought all of the existent JoJo magazines.
I bought one up in Edgewater. There's another one of those stores. Like
famously, where we went to the JoJo event, and I won incredible prizes after how good I was at playing all the games.
we are so good at drawing the things we exactly wanted.
So, all right, we're here to talk about JoJo, and that's what you want to hear about, so we'll talk about our other bullshit later. So yeah, this is a chapter that has been out for about a week, and I read it literally an hour ago.
Yeah. Well, luckily you're not really on social media, so you don't need anything spoiled.
I have to say,
not like many people are using Twitter.
Kind of amazing. I have to say, being off Twitter is kind of amazing.
I'm on that Blue Sky a little bit more.
Oh, you're on that Blue Sky side?
That Blue Sky.
The Blue Sky side. I can't make jokes right now. Let's just jump right in. So yeah, I really do like this kind of recurring aesthetic we're getting on the cover page of JoJo like being rained on.
Yeah.
It's a really cool effect, and it's literally just like lines with like this kind of shimmer effect.
I think we mentioned as we talked about like November Rain, where like it just feels like he just really wanted to draw lines, like heavy line
very
effects.
Much is just like I would love to draw a bunch of straight lines right now.
Like party, like I really want to draw some bubbles, and like I really want to shoot some spinning nails.
He's getting even more simple every time.
I guess that Part 6 feeling he had came back a little bit because the string and everything.
Yeah, I do kind of get some weird Part 6 vibes, just like more so than usual in this, and maybe that's kind of part of the intention. So last we were with our characters. Gappy is not the name of our character. His name is JoJo. It's so easy to just go back into that. JoJo had ran into the men's room. I think it was the men's room.
There's an active shooter going around just blasting.
He is just blasting. So our boy Bobby Jean had cornered JoJo, and
in the bathroom.
Honestly, a lot of this chapter is really just like
the standoff between them, because
it's a very action-filled chapter, which we haven't really seen too many of. I feel like we've gotten a lot of plot-heavy chapters recently.
The most action we had was like basically Paco's like CQC fighting.
Yeah, against Charming Man.
Yeah, but this one's like JoJo hiding in the bathroom stall while also being affected by the cancer stand, essentially.
Yeah, I do have to say, like, Araki is really, really, really good at paneling. His paneling skills have gotten just incredible as he's aged. Like, so many of these sequences where Bobby his
Billie
name's
Jean.
Bobby.
I was also always
I
want
always
to
call him Billie Jean too.
I know.
Bobby Jean is like doing his tactical CQC stuff. It's really cool. I love the way that we're cutting back between him and Jodio.
And also, like, yeah, in the other stand too, just punching his inside, it's just very funny.
It's very funny. I know like why they did that, but it's hilarious to like see it.
It was like that. I said, like, just like in part 3, we were talking about how like it feels like what was it? Was it the no, not the lovers. That was
Lovers is where they go
No.
inside him.
Yeah, no, lovers is lovers the one they go inside? Okay, yeah,
Lovers
yeah,
is where they go
lovers.
inside.
Where like they also could just see the stand inside of him, like on like the part like his spine or something.
You can just look through your stand's eyes.
Oh, he had Joseph Stan could literally just see X-ray camera into himself as long as he had a TV.
I like that there's rules to it. Like he needs to like do it on an object. Like
He needs to break it.
Yeah, we see him do it in sand. We see him like he needs to like basically channel his ability through an item. But then we just have like Polnareff literally just looking through his stand's eyes. But no, they don't do that. No, because I'm misremembering.
Yeah,
Jotaro looks through his stand's eyes in a different chapter.
Yeah, he looks through the binoculars through his stand eyes.
But when they
to see
shrink
further.
them down, they can't look. Like it's the
That's why they need
rules are
the
so
TV.
inconsistent. Yeah, they need the TV. Why couldn't they just look through their stand's eyes like Jotaro did? Literally, I think in like literally 2 fights away.
You could also just speak through your stand underwater.
Yeah,
as well.
That's stands.
I love stand rules.
It's almost like our guy Rocky doesn't really have consistent rules.
But so yeah, he kind of like learns the rules of like, okay, I can't like get under this range, but it always seems to go straight down, and it's very close range. Like you kind of suck right now, man.
Once again, I do want to just reiterate, like, we have seen Jodio abuse the rule of not being able to fire sideways, literally in like
he was hung upside down.
Fight.
He was hung like upside down, so he swung at an angle.
He was, but like that's not how gravity works. Like if the whole point is that it's shooting downward, then it's supposed to go downward. Like unless we're bringing a whole like wind aspect to it, which because like rain can go like sideways, but when it's being blown by wind, I just want to say it does kind of give me like Hunter x Hunter sort of ability, like reminiscence of like people using their power in ways that they don't understand that breaks the rule to power. Like what's her face? The girl with the vacuum cleaner.
Okay,
this is my favorite example. Her whole rule is that she can't use her vacuum cleaner on living things, but she uses her vacuum cleaner to suck all of the blood out of a guy, blood is living.
But she doesn't know that.
Yeah, but she doesn't know it, so it works. So, like that's what the rules are to me here. It's like Jodio doesn't think that like, oh, if I flip upside down, if I flip upside down, that's not the ground. Whatever.
It's also very funny that like there's no explanation about what his stand at all is. It just like talking about Jodio.
He's just gone. Bobby Jean is just gone.
Because the one shot looks like the gunshots are going through like his hat and everything.
Yeah, the way that they're drawn, I know it's supposed to make it look like a barrage coming out of him, but you're right. It does look like they're almost coming from behind him, and that could either mean like that could either just be a visual thing that Araki's drawing, or maybe it's supposed to imply that these are bullets that he shot earlier in his entry that are now passing him. But I don't think that's correct. I think that's me reading into the stand too much.
Whenever we get, like, next chapter will probably have that stand biography. I'm hoping we get a couple of those, but yeah, all the bullets just kind of fly into Jodio's stall.
I do have to say, too, like, there is something hilariously stupid about this power. Like, I'm going to make bullets go really, really slowly.
If you look at the panel, too, the one, like, the over-the-top view, like, there are a bunch of bullets are just in each stall. It's very funny.
Yeah. It's cool looking. I have to say, it's so cool looking, but
this
in this ability, it's like, it would be better if you had a real gun.
It'd be real more interesting if, like, these stand with, like, Sex Pistols, where the little guys telling him if they're under there or not. Like,
it would be more interesting, I do have to agree. The fact that it's literally just, I can make bullet go slow is... It's not. I would say it's not really being used in a very fun and creative way here. It's being used in a really fun visual way.
This is something I want to see.
And that's almost enough for me. But
I would want to see animated to see how they're like used.
Shitty CG.
I mean, not that. It's just to see like, how like I guess Rocky like, wanted them to move in like real time. But yeah, then he rains on them bullets, and they kind of get deflected. And so he basically kind of figures it out. But like Jodio's on the ground dying. But no, then that's when we get the secret hit essentially, which is a drip of water. But he also tells he wants the lava rock essentially. But yeah, that's when the epic water drop hits him.
So something else to get, I'm gonna call him Gappy again.
It's a habit.
JoJo like lets the toilet seat break to trick him, which is kind of interesting. So he's like allowing some of the bullets to go through. So it shows like JoJo has a lot of control over his stand. It's not just like I raise up a force field. It is like I can intentionally create gaps within my range.
Look like the bullets actually broke the toilet, but
yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
He let the bullets get through to break the toilet.
Yeah,
the turlet to make Bobby Jean think that I got him.
Yeah, but no, he notices there's no hits on him though. But yeah, he said basically just give me the lava rock, like, and basically I don't got it, man. Like, no matter what deal you say. He doesn't have it because then the water drop was like on the ceiling and it just like pierces his head and like kills him.
Yeah, I have to say,
it's like an icicle falling down. Like
to me, this was for me. Maybe I'm bad. Make fun of me for being a bad reader, but this was not conveyed very well to me. When I read the chapter, I was a little confused as to what happened here because I was like, oh, he got like fucked in the face, like
because it kind of shows like the water droplet hitting him between his feet, and that's what it'd be like. Somebody get a gunshot going off and then just seeing like blood drip and then you just notice who got shot kind of thing.
Yeah, it's really funny to me because it reminds me so much of The Wonder of You when
don't say
when
Josuke
and Rai were in the Lamborghini tree and they jump out of the Lamborghini tree and then he's like, I'm in the Hollywood Hills with my Lamborghini. But no, like the scene where like the rain there is what hurts Josuke. Like the rain it comes from above and it's like a weapon.
Sure,
I'm getting big vibes from that here.
That makes, I guess Wonder if you also had November rain powers if you perceived it.
The problem is that Wonder if you could just do whatever it wanted. There was no restriction. With this, like by the way the ceiling looks, it looks like a Jodio. Oh my god, I'm really off.
Jodio.
It's been a long time since we recorded. It looks like he basically like soaked the ceiling so that a droplet would fall on him.
Yeah, I guess he like maybe he just like when it was raining he just like did the shower thing where sometimes you just swipe up the water. You ever have like a bug show up in your shower and you like
attack it with
you want to get into this water because to drown it.
You know, I have never had that experience.
Never.
Before.
I had, but I had
maybe
it
in the sink, but never in the shower.
I've had like a spider, a daddy long leg, or whatever appeared in the shower. I just like throw it with water.
I would fear for my life if I saw a spider in the shower. I'd kill myself. But so yeah, Jodio wins.
Of course, she just like comes in conveniently after right as he kills him, which is very funny.
Yeah, I mean, he probably was like, "Hey, stand back." But I love that this is like it kind of gives me One Piece vibes with Sugar. Is that her name? The girl who had the power that turns you into toys.
Yeah.
Where like her concentration here is broken, so her stand attack stops working.
Yeah, she's so I guess distraught. Yeah, it looks like he's like like the gun. I guess it's supposed to be him falling down, but it just looks like they're on like a level of the floor where like, unless there's that much water on there.
I don't think there's supposed to be.
I think it's supposed to be the bathroom, like because all the fucking toilets are broken. So I'm assuming it's supposed to be like the bathroom flooding.
Well, I think part of it, you see like the water from like the rain. It's a mix of. It's only in that one corner.
I think it's a mix of both because they had the toilet broken and everything.
So one thing that I think is really interesting too, and this is kind of one of those
Jodio's also just covered in shit right
moments, is like her stand is running back to her. Like her stand jumps out of everyone's bodies and is like running back to her, almost to like comfort her.
Or maybe they're trying to cute. She's trying to put it inside him to maybe try to heal him or something like that.
Oh, that's really interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Which I don't think is gonna work because I don't think she can repair brains.
That's really interesting. I would love I don't want Bobby Jean to be dead here. I like Bobby Jean.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that we'd learn more about his stand. But I mean, this is JoJo, and oftentimes I'm let down by the ingenuity of stands. But it's very hilarious. We see Jodio literally stepping on the stand. Yes, her little stands. It's very funny.
He's also like throwing up he just throwing up shit water.
Yeah, and so do
you think November Rain has a taste? Like if you drink the November Rain,
water?
If he did, without putting too much pressure on it. Could he stay hydrated off of November Rain?
I'd hope so. What if it's salt water?
It could.
Ooh, that'd be gross. Normally, I think rain is normally never salt water.
Hey, it stands.
Yeah, it is a stand.
I can just absorb the salt that's in the air.
I could absorb the salt.
No, because we're surrounded by the ocean, so I just naturally have salt in the air.
Yeah, that was my thought.
But yeah, Usagi awakens up with Dragona in his clutches.
Hilarious gag. I love the idea that like Usagi literally had like brain hemorrhages happening in the last chapter.
He was literally like brain damage.
Like he couldn't even like speak anymore.
Like
but now he's
like
fine.
Even if the stand is gone, he should still be fucked up. Like
he should be like literally like incapable of like moving and walking and talking normally.
Should not be instantly cured.
Yeah, he should be like in a hospital for the rest of his life.
But I do like the JoJo threat of like, I don't know what he was to you, but we're gonna be leaving. And you're going to be coming with us to answer some questions.
This is like crazy. I really did not expect. So my previous like predictions were we were going to get, what's her name again? I literally can't remember it. I've been trying to remember the whole time.
Oh, God. I almost said Billie Jean.
Billie Jean. It should be Bobby and Billie Jean. The girl, I forget her name, whatever. I thought that she was going to get her wish in being, because she wanted, what's it called? Like,
Lulu-chan.
Lulu, thank you. She wanted to be Bobby's daughter, and I really thought there was going to be a scene where she gets the rock, which it might still happen. The fact that she's with them, I feel like that's really important. But I wanted a scene where she becomes his daughter legally against his will. Like I wanted her to get the rock and be like, "Oh my god, I want to be your daughter."
The bad end of Willy Wonka, where like she forces Ruka wins and she forces Willy Wonka to be her new dad.
Literally, she like hands him like the adoption paperwork.
She threw Charlie into the fucking furnace.
But that's what I wanted. But so yeah, we have and we cut to the police have surrounded the hospital and our boy Paco wakes up. Paco was attacked also by the bullets, but he's fine now. I do like the one line he has about, well, okay, first off, there's a lot here that I love. I love Paco, he's my favorite character. But I love the doctor is like, you have incredible muscles.
Dude, if I learn, a lot of doctors and or nurses are just like weird people.
Yeah.
I come to learn a lot of things, like especially having some family that are nurses that I'm like, they are kind of weird.
I feel like nurses in particular are generally pretty weird because like you need to be weird to like have that profession. Work
the kind of shifts you work.
Yeah. Shout out to all the JOKAKAKA nurses out there. There are possibly dozens of you.
Dude, somebody's so sleep deprived that they just clicked on a random podcast. They're like,
who the fuck is Bobby Jean? Are they talking about Michael Jackson?
Billie Jean. I every time I think of Billie Jean, I also just think of Tim and Eric with James Squall, who does like the Michael Jackson impersonation. It's just him saying Billie Jean's not my girl multiple times over and over again.
But so yeah, Paco gets amazing compliments. The guy's like, how many fingers am I holding up? He says 6, which is either the funniest joke ever or Paco also got the brain worms.
You better not get cut in my clothes. Those were expensive ass clothes.
I love that actually. That's very funny to me. That's his first thought.
He is my favorite character so far of this part.
Paco is the best character. He's so fun and funny. He's so weird and unconventional too. The fact that he was like a soldier and dishonorably discharged, really funny.
Also, into the kleptomaniac.
Just the kleptomaniac.
This is just really funny. It's just like when Dragona goes to get him, it's just like a big reveal that Dragona's in the room. Like panel.
It's just fucking funny. I literally laughed at that too. He's like Dragona. He's like.
Life,
character card
life is horrible. Oh my god, Dragona!
It's like in like a shitty cartoon when they like zoom in on the character and show the name.
And JoJo's just there sulking in the back.
He's doing what he does best.
I had to get the pose ready perfectly. The sibling pose.
This felt like a really long epilogue for this chapter, this fight.
You know what it is? It's Dragona and JoJo's like album cover. Of like, yeah.
I can see that as an album cover. I love how like there's something so squat about Dragona. I love when Araki draws Dragona like this, where like he's really short. I don't know. There's something chunky about like the way he's drawing Dragona here. Because normally I feel like Araki, especially older Araki, he would draw like such thin, long characters.
Yeah.
But I like how like kind of short Dragona is in this.
Man, the one panel of like Dragona talking about like Haller kind of knowing about lava rock and everything, like the flowers in Dragona's hair really makes it look like Giorno for a split second there.
Wow, yeah, you're right.
But like, yeah, so basically they have an idea that they know about the lava rock and they're after them, and like, yeah, they even know about, I guess Dragona knows about Haller CEO looks like. I'm assuming they did their research at some point about them. But yeah, and they also find
when could they have?
I don't know. On one of their travels, who knows? I guess maybe they went there just to reach about Howler. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody
like Howler knows the existence of Lava Rock.
It could just.
That's a really good question. Like, why would Dragona know? Also, you could make the argument that the face is just for our benefit as a reader, and it's not something Dragona knows.
But I'm sure you can just Google a CEO. It's not like this is not like Part 5 where they hid the identity of the mafia boss. This is a CEO that's probably a known CEO, especially in Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like, how much? Did they say 38 billion?
Yeah,
like,
this is a CEO.
Billion.
A CEO is probably one Google search away on your phone. That we've seen them have before, but and they also find the bag of basically documents of, and they find the guy that got the weird, what's his name, old Joshu man that got shot in the head when he's going to get his prescription from the hospital.
Yeah,
and so they find basically all his paperwork with all the deeds and everything, if I'm correct, right?
So yes,
the bank employee.
Yes, I do want to just say, like,
do you have any more like, is this legal? Research for this? No,
but I just wanted to say, like, $38 billion.
It's such like an Austin Powers.
It's like such a humongous. Like, I'm trying to look at like GDPs, like country GDP, because like
in today's money,
like literally, like I'm trying to get like a good number. Like, what is? I don't want it like per capita. I'm trying to just get like straight up GDPs. This is like a terrible say, but like that is like $30 billion is so much money. It is like so much money.
Yeah, and they got that over like generations of bullshit and lava rockness.
So yeah, it seems like as I'm looking this up, I'll just keep talking. It seems like there's basically all the documentation they need in there. So I can't pretend like I know a lot about banks or anything, but basically even JoJo like acknowledges that what the bank was doing was extremely shady.
They're running a bank making operation in other banks.
It seems like the land has been valued extremely overvalued, like crazy overvalued. Because there's no reason why like that land should be $38 billion.
Yeah, and they kind of come to the realization that, this guy getting shot and put into the hospital conveniently after we were sent here. Like, everything seemed to be coming up Millhouse. And oh look, the daughter of the politician, the secretary or whatever, is okay now. And essentially like, oh, you signed this paper? What? It's like, oh yeah, I probably did that out of through all this, but yeah, I signed it, yeah. So everything's still going their way, despite him not actually signing the tablet that they signed for him.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, it was probably just like a tap the button for your signature, not like they forged his signature, but...
Well, they did the thumbprint.
Yeah, thumbprint.
Yeah, so it was like a specific thumbprint. All right, so I did find a list on Investopedia, like the top like 16 countries in the world have a GDP of 1.4 trillion. Jeez. And upwards, of course. But then the next one is the Netherlands, which is... Wait, this can't be right. This must be a typo.
I feel like any kind of school search or anything related to money is just going to get fucked.
Oh, I think I found a typo on this. Basically, like, we're talking about the amount of money here is like the GDP of like a small country. Mm-hmm. Like, this is like an incredible amount of money here.
Insane amount. They basically own Hawaii. This is the most money in Hawaii.
Yeah, oh, that'd be a good one. What is Hawaii's GDP?
Because, like, it's probably worth more than Hawaii's itself. But like, yeah, I'm curious. I'm gonna say probably less.
The problem is that I'm only getting like Okay, no, Hawaii apparently's GDP is like $98 trillion.
Okay, no, never mind. Suck it, Howler.
Wait, no. Oh wait, 98 billion.
Oh,
sorry, I can't do math.
So Howler literally owns
a third of Hawaii, like nearly a third of Hawaii.
Wow. So. But yeah, so it basically go over like what they found the documents of like Howler putting the northern slope of Hulele up for its collateral to the bank to borrow money. This man had to borrow. He borrowed so much fucking money.
So yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like this land should not be worth this much money. Like it should not be worth a third of the GDP of the state.
But this man also stupidly took out a loan as well, though, from the bank, which...
Well, yeah, that's how we got the money, basically.
I know, he's just like this idiot.
I do love the sort of like undercurrent of like how evil and shitty the like institutions of wealth are. Like I really appreciate that from Araki of just like identifying like, oh no, these guys are scoundrels. They're just like evil.
I heard some people get confused about this part of them explaining this part about like I guess the documentation and everything.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of just like in it for the ride. I can't tell you like
basically summary is that like he owes the bank and the bank is coming into this alongside the government like everything seems to be coming at him like, and he said like freeze his assets, all that stuff. It basically said this is what's gonna happen to him with all this stuff and like why it's happening because we have this lava rock. So
basically I think the whole they're like what's the word, the play that they can make right now is they have documents that can basically get them the money for the land.
Yeah, and if they can,
if they are able to finagle this situation, which of course they will because they have the magic rock,
they essentially just have to like be able to lay low. So it's just so they don't encounter any more agents, essentially.
Yeah,
but they have to get back.
They got to get back to Meryl JQ, whatever it is.
Meryl May.
Meryl May Q.
But so that's what they plan. But they want to bring the girl. You mentioned earlier you want to bring the girl, but they also want to bring the old dude, the banker man, as well.
Yeah, I guess they're probably thinking like they can't because like how else would they be able to like move forward with these documents if they don't have the guy who's like
we don't understand
the steward
this.
of them.
Also
they probably don't understand what they would need to do.
Like I'm not sure if their boss knows much about like.
So do you think they would like blackmail this guy and be like, "Hey, we will kill you unless you cut us in on this deal"? Like, I could see them maybe throwing a bill to his his way. Him
working alongside of him would just be the flow of the lava rock. So, but I like Trigger. Like, is he even alive? Like,
yeah, I thought for sure the guy was dead.
I thought he got shot in the head, but that would go against the flow, I guess, if they needed him.
Yeah, what if he awakens a stand like Koichi?
That'd be very funny. They have their own old man for their team.
Just keep adding people. They just keep adding more and more guys.
His name is actually Joshu, and he just aged like 20,000 years because of a stand he encountered randomly in Wario.
I love the idea of them adding like a new person every arc. Like every time they fight someone, they just grab a new guy.
Like part 4, essentially.
Literally, yeah. Except they actually have to like keep them and travel with them. Yeah.
Highway Star was like the closest thing we got to that. But
yeah, he does stick around for a little bit.
Oh yeah, he got shot right between the eyes.
Yeah, I was like,
that's the Abdul shot. He got Abdulled.
He got Abdulled. I do like that they actually showed him drop the documents too. That was a good Araki
foreshadow. 2 chapter foreshadow.
Hey, honestly, I'll take 2 chapter foreshadow from Araki. It's better than nothing.
A flash forward.
It's better than fucking nothing.
Than a flash foreshadow.
Shut the fuck up. But yeah, so that was a chapter of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 9.
Yeah.
The JoJoLands. 20 chapters in. That was about what? Less than a quarter? No, not quite a quarter. It's like a fifth into Part 8.
Yeah, I am actually curious of where we were in Part 8 by the time for this. But I was kind of...
This was probably the... What's his face? The Architect? I think we were in the midst of the Architect.
But what's it called? I was kind of surprised that this part ended this quick because it's only Part 2 of this fight. I was like,
I kind of expected another chapter out of this. I thought we were going to get maybe more questions asked and answered.
I guess not.
A little bit more. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. We got a lot of characterization from the bad guys last chapter.
Yeah,
it does feel like it wrapped up a little too quick, though.
We had the Howler flashback to last chapter, but like, yeah, I don't know. I thought like it would have went on for a little bit, but I guess everybody else was taken out, or just even Paco was just like in an elevator wrapped up in a bubble.
Yeah, I feel like I need to institute like a new personal rule where like every 10 chapters I need to reread all of it because I feel like a lot has happened in these 20 chapters, and I feel like I've forgotten a lot.
We were in Shakedown Road Part 3.
Interesting. So not quite to what's his face yet.
We had a Joshu.
I Am a Rock. That was later.
We had a Joshu Gappy chapter.
I love Shakedown Road. That's a great fucking... Dude, Part 8 was so fucking good.
The first half. We love that first half and a good amount of the second half.
I don't think JoJo has ever been as good as that like early Part 8 run. Maybe portions of Part 7. I really need to reread Part 7.
Like the good like middle to three-quarters part of part 7 where like everything's coming.
Yeah, that's just it just keeps firing. Like the Ringo, like basically like around the Ringo like section.
I'm not sure his figure's coming out soon. I think.
Oh, Ringo figure.
Ringo having one of those posable part figures.
Oh yeah, I'm really trying to not buy more useless Chinese plastic, but that will just go in a landfill.
Those are good, but they're so expensive. So like
they are very expensive.
Most JoJo merchandise is.
Yeah,
but no, I enjoy it. I don't know. I can't believe it kind of ended that quick, and I'm like, how are they gonna kidnap a little girl and like a hospital patient out?
They're gonna need to get
cops. The cops are outside dealing with like an active shooter that happened because you can't get. You probably can't take his body because he's a
victim. They're gonna be like, oh, he got shot in the head.
But I mean, not him. But also like Bobby Jean. Like it's also just like
that's what I was talking about.
The active shooter.
He also got shot in the head.
He also shot in the head, but he also like the active shooter that multiple people witnessed was the shooter.
Yeah, I'm sure they've.
It was a very dumb plan to just go start blasting, even though
unless he had like some. I'm sure Haller could like
definitely
grease some palms and get some footage deleted.
But if he failed, he's like, oh yeah, just let him go to fucking jail. I don't care.
Yeah, the problem is that we mentioned this before. Is like everyone has phones now. Like you could like maybe prevent like a security guard from leaking the photo or the film, but like people would have recordings of that.
They literally had to like make up a reason why and get past security cameras with Usagi. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it seems like it won't be an issue for them to get out. Honestly, it seems like they already kind of wrote themselves a way out.
If they take Lulu-chan, like, will she make her join the team?
Just more and more.
You may not have a new father, but
she's too evil.
Do you want some brothers and sisters and be our healer?
I think she's a little too evil.
That's what I said about most of the part 4 people they befriended.
I think I also said that about Charming Man.
I mean, look at the part 4 cats. How many of them are fucking, probably still are evil?
Yeah.
That just joined them.
Yeah.
Highway Star's a piece of shit and just want to like drain nutrients so he can become healthy again. Didn't care who.
Drain nutrients.
Rohan is the biggest piece of shit ever.
Rohan's awful.
He's an awful. Part 5 are all criminals.
They are literally criminals.
Part 6 are all in jail for a reason. Even if they were just placed there by being framed, they still like end up murdering people.
Yeah, that's true. You're not wrong. Well, Hermes only got into jail because she wanted to murder someone,
and she did. Twice.
And she did. The Foo Fighters wasn't even human, so she gets a pass.
Like, Anasui is a fucking psychopath murderer, serial killer.
Yeah, he's a monster that should have been killed.
Like, Weather Report is a murderer.
Weather Report is actually a sociopath.
Like, come on.
He's like actually a sociopath. They both are.
Yeah,
they both are sociopaths.
Jotaro has definitely murdered. I'm pretty sure like a lot of the people, even though we do see a lot of them in the crazy, what's it called, in the Whole Horse spinoff of a lot of them being alive.
I think that there's like a very high chance that Jotaro killed people, just like after part 5. And after part 4.
No, he killed Kira technically.
He did kill Kira.
Technically, he punched him into the ambulance.
Technically, an ambulance driver killed Kira.
I mean, also Josuke did give people a fate worse than death by turning a serial killer into a rock.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the most evil things that anyone's ever done.
He was a piece of shit serial killer that did kill his grandfather.
But you can't just like
everybody gets one, Jim.
You can't just like
everybody gets
I am ignoring the rule of law and I'm giving you literal torture that is like befit cars. Like that's like the torture that cars got.
And also, I'm pretty sure Gappy has killed people of multiple species. He has killed rock humans and probably humans as well.
Yeah, he did kill a lot of rock humans.
He smashed that random lady with a shovel in Blue Hawaii. There's no way she's alive. Think about that.
She's fine.
She walked it off.
Could you imagine waking up and just having no nose?
And fucking
your nose is caved in.
A fucking child in part 8 murdered a rock human by making him think he was seeing Jobin to walk into the fucking traffic, which is insane.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. That child was also a psychopath and a sexual deviant.
Wait, what rock human was that?
That was a little tornado.
Yeah, what's his name? Doobie-Wah.
Doobie-Wah? Yeah.
That was awesome. I loved that. Good for Tsurugi before he became a weird freak sex pervert.
He was always a freaky sex pervert. Then he just became weird.
It became a weird.
He dropped the sex pervert for a while. It became weird.
Do you ever think we think too much about JoJo? Like we think
we covered part 8 for how long, Jim?
We think too hard about JoJo. I think we need to turn it back a little bit.
We're the theory guys.
We're theory guys. Of course we make theories that don't make any sense.
Fun fact: he just wrestled a match the other week, Big Justice speared a wrestler.
I also saw that
the Rizzler was the timekeeper.
I heard that they were tricked into making a racist cameo. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't
that
see
got
that.
removed off Twitter today. I only saw it because a friend of mine told me about it.
We're comic guys. Of course, we get tricked into making racist cameos.
They literally say like a bunch of dog whistles by accident. It's really bad because like what happened is like the guy said like say these 3-letter words and these 3-letter acronyms, and then under it whoever the racist guy that commissioned it captioned it. So the one is like some Jewish conspiracy.
Well, you can only get AJ and Big Justice together for $250. I remember looking to get it for my buddy's wedding or
$250.
It was like $250.
Fuck that.
Without the Rizzler. If Rizzler was there, I would have considered it.
Yeah, the Rizzler is like he's like I don't get out of bed for
no.
under $300.
$250 for those two. Nah, Rizzler. Yeah, I pay that big bucks for.
Yeah.
But anything else to say? I can't really make any predictions because we don't know where they go from here, other than they have somehow getting 2 people.
One thing I just want to say that I think is kind of interesting about this part, and like I don't know if another story's done this, but I really like the idea of like the only thing that fate is not controlling is like the Rock itself. Like the Rock can control the fate of like almost anything in any imaginable way except getting the Rock. So whereas like I don't know, there's all this stuff about JoJo about like fate and destiny.
Hey JoJo, we love MacGuffins.
We love fate changing MacGuffin. But there's something kind of neat about the fact that like you become like immune to fate when you hold the item, but you're also like a master of fate, but you're also kind of a slave to the Rock.
You become
you're a slave to your own like wants.
The flow of money just goes to you.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because in a way you could kind of say it's almost a curse.
It's interesting that like,
but it's more of like a boon.
In I guess even like part 6 had like a money related stand. So it's interesting that Rocky's really been on a money kick for a long time.
I think it's a really fun idea to have stands with money.
Because we had like a bet one in part 6. We had to spend this money in part 7 and 8. But part 8 was like, no, we can't actually spend this money. We have to pass this curse to somebody else.
Yeah, I really like that. That feels like a really great like short story idea of just like
it really is.
Oh my god, perfect! I have so much money, but it's actually a curse.
It was like a Rohan like one-off, but he just wrote it for Joshu instead.
Yeah. What's the downside again? That people just don't trust you because they don't trust your money?
You just know. I think you just get more money keeps coming back to you no matter what, and like no, they won't take the money because they want to give you more money.
Hey, that sounds good to me.
So you just drown in the money, and you.
What was it called again?
Oh my god!
This is my fucking aging brain.
It was so long ago.
It has a really funny name.
Type in money stand.
Money stand.
Malagra.
Money stand. Tall Yao Ming. What?
No.
Oh, was it Malagra Man?
Malagra Man? Yeah. It's Malagra Man. Of course we give you all this money.
All right, so I guess that's it.
Yeah. Good chapter. It's a good chapter, but I'm kind of like surprised it's this arc is done, but
kind of appreciate the quick pace.
Also, if you bring this girl that can just give people cancer very easily, like I feel like she can give you all cancer very easily at very close range.
I guess they just can't they just have it's kind of like a Texas standoff.
Does he just
they could just kill her right there.
Does he hold November Rain over her the second he feels cancer that he just
feels cancer.
Like I don't know, man. I don't know how the smart idea, but hey, she didn't seem to be dragging her along with her, and what's to make sure that she wouldn't run away and she's gonna like.
Malagra Man's ability is literally that it just crushes you with cash.
Yes,
you literally get buried in cash.
I don't know though. I don't know how they can keep her with her, especially after they killed her father figure.
Yeah.
And then it's like the celery man from Tim and Eric was like, "Oh shit, I'm okay," and she just runs away to Howler right away.
Yeah,
but that's the only thing I could think of. But anything else, or you want to go to root beer talk?
We can go to root beer talk.
You want to go first then? Because I know we both played Metaphor, but we can't. We will see that for another.
Yeah, we'll
day.
probably end up doing a Metaphor Refantasio podcast with some friends.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. My root beer talk is going to begin with I moved.
Yes, why this episode is probably one of the main reasons why the episode's a little late.
Yeah, I moved into a new place, and it is. I've never done a big move like this before. Like
first time, huh?
I lived in college.
The dorm move
I've
is
lived
different.
in dorms at college. I've moved into dorms before. I had an apartment on campus before. I even moved to Austria. and lived there for a year when I was in college. But there's something different about having to move all of your shit.
Yeah.
Because like with that, I had the benefit of just keeping it at my mom's house. But with this, it was like, I got to move all my shit. And that was a whole ordeal. I had to get a U-Haul.
Yeah, been there.
Not fun.
The annoying process. Driving a U-Haul is annoying, but also just like trying to return your U-Haul through an app that like crashes.
I didn't have too many issues with it. It was annoying though that it makes you take like a million pictures of the U-Haul.
Dude, when I was returning my U-Haul when I moved not too long ago, like I had like almost the last picture that it just crashed the app and I had to redo it.
No.
It's like the worst thing.
I did it just through the browser and it didn't crash.
And trying to take a picture like of like the front of the car, like the miles and everything is like the worst.
Yeah,
it's not made for that.
I literally got out of the car like 3 times and I had to turn it back on.
You had to go open the track. It's terrible.
But yeah, I have a lot of lovely friends who came to help me. Yeah.
Sorry, I had family came down.
I'm looking at Sam.
Family came down that weekend, and I'm sorry, I was very busy.
Honestly, we had enough people.
My sister came down from Maryland, so I kind of like got caught up.
we got it done so quick, but I don't want to like no one cares about my move. But yeah, it's really fun setting everything up. I just need to get my wall art up. That's the big thing.
Get them framed.
I need to that's the thing. I need to measure everything and get frames. It's also a good time to move because Christmas is coming up, and I can get a lot of Pollyanna. Like we do like a family Pollyanna. So
yeah.
I need shit for my apartment. Yeah. So other than that, I really haven't. It's really just been metaphor for me.
You haven't been reading anything, watching.
I mean, I don't know when we last talked about it. Oh, I'm gonna say Dragon Ball Daima. Dragon Ball Daima is my root beer talk. I watched I haven't watched any of it. 6 episodes.
Okay.
As of the time of recording, I'm 1 episode behind because like I normally watch it with a bunch of friends on Friday night when the new one comes out, but I was moving, so I couldn't. So I don't know how that one went, but Dragon Ball Daima is a lot of fun. As someone who is embarrassed about Dragon Ball and doesn't really care, I've kind of gotten like embarrassingly into Dragon Ball recently. I've been reading the original Dragon Ball manga from the beginning.
Okay.
So I'm not very far. I got to the part where Krillin gets introduced, basically.
I wanted to watch some of that with you, too, at some point, maybe for a podcast episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that I didn't know were Dragon Ball movies.
That, or maybe some of the World Tournament fights I would love to watch and talk with you about, because some of them are great. It's funny how martial arts it seems to be.
It's so freaking funny when you compare, like, I haven't read a lot of Dr. Slump, but... So Dr. Slump was Toriyama's work right before it. And the...
Arale.
Yeah, Arale, the little girl who shows up a lot. And I think she, like, fights Vegeta in, like, Super or something. And,
I think
Vegeta loses to her or something really funny.
She's like the squirrel girl of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, Arale's whole point is that she's literally, like, the strongest thing ever. And, like, whatever. I've seen a lot of, like, old commercials and stuff that... Whatever. But so... Dragon Ball is just like a gag manga. Something I have like the weirdest hot take ever that I've never heard anyone say. Bulma is like the original protagonist of Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
she's the one who wants to find the Dragon Balls.
She shoots Goku.
She does shoot Goku. But no, like if you think about like what a protagonist is, like she is actually the protagonist initially, and then once they get all the Dragon Balls and the whole Pilaf thing, which I don't remember Pilaf being such a joke. Like Pilaf literally is like a fucking dork loser.
Yep.
And he has like a bunch of Shonen Jump like magazines in his secret lair, which is hilarious, and he's afraid to like talk about like sex or whatever. Also, Dragon Ball is so horny.
It is insanely horny.
Like every chapter Bulma is naked or in her underwear.
Pick your fetish outfit.
Goku, yeah, she literally is just wearing a bunny suit for like an arc. Goku does the fact that there's a recurring joke of the pat game.
Oh my
god!
Where
Goku just pats women's crotches to see if they have penises or not, because he's never met a human before, even though
other than his grandfather.
Yeah, other than his grandfather. It is hilarious. Like I'm thinking like
not until Z where she gets the top peak outfits.
Yeah, I really do like Bulma's initial outfit. Bulma is so freaking cute in Dragon Ball. But oh my dog is tired. She's my little Dragon Ball. But yeah, no, Dragon Ball. I've been watching. So I never watched Super, but we watched Broly, which is the one thing you probably and Superhero, which is the two things you probably should watch. But I've been watching a lot of like videos talking about it, so like I can like understand what happened, and I'm just like, some of it sounds really neat, like the weird like alternate universe Saiyan stuff. That's kind of cool. I like that.
That stuff is cool because I like them having like proteges or something for the other universe that they're like being mentors to. I kind of like that.
And it's cool to have a female Saiyan. There's the there's the two girls that fuse.
Yeah,
Kaba, I think.
Kaba and Caulifla.
Yes.
And they come Kefla when they do the Patara.
And the one is kind of like a bit of like a Broly.
She is Broly,
where she gets like super rage. That's I have not watched a single episode of this.
That's basically what she is.
But I also embarrassingly watched like long video summaries of the two manga arcs that were not adapted.
Oh, the Granola arc
and
the Goat Man arc.
Moda, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Mudo. And I feel like a fucking weirdo having opinions about something I didn't read. Like, I literally feel like an idiot.
You got to see Ultra Ego.
Ultra Ego is very funny. Not spoilers for these manga arcs that will never get animated, but I think it's so fucking weird to just be like, all right, Vegeta, remember that weird power-up Goku got from being able to teleport anywhere? Just, like, go to those aliens and, like, learn more shit from them.
Also, just, like, Ultra Ego is just conceptually awful because it requires
you to get fucking
hurt. To get hurt, and Vegeta usually ends up getting KO'd before.
Yeah, there is a hysterical panel that I've seen many jokes of where Piccolo literally says like Vegeta's never one to underestimate his opponent, which is literally
it's like
whole character.
No one has ever deflected the Emerald Splash.
Literally. I feel very interesting about myself that I've learned so much about Dragon Ball, but I don't care about Super at all. I do care about Daima, which is just a blast. It's so much fun. It looks amazing.
Goku Mini.
I love the idea of like just this demon world.
I would say the idea of Goku getting wished to be small again.
Hilarious.
I've never happened before.
It's hilarious that it is just GT again. But I like, it seems like Bulma is going to be pretty prominent in this. I'm very excited about that. Also, part of me is kind of mad that, like, they turn into kids, but they're not really. They all get turned into, like, chibi characters. Like, Chi-Chi is not Chi-Chi as a kid. Like, she does not look like Kid Chi-Chi.
Yeah,
Bulma does not look like Kid Bulma. They just
Dragon
look like chibi versions of
Dragon Ball Chi-Chi is, like, vastly different.
Yeah, I kind of wish that she'd look like that. I wanted Chi-Chi to be, like, relevant.
I also love Chi-Chi's, like, World Tournament outfit. It's very good.
Yes. Chi-Chi's pretty cool.
She's a playable character in Super Dragon Ball Z on the PS2. She's like a playable character in that.
That's pretty cool.
She's also in, like, I think she's also playable as a child in the Budokai 4, Tenkaichi 4.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she has, like, the child with the razor blade helmet.
Yeah, where she just throws it and kills dinosaurs in one.
She has that. I think Riley's playable in that one, too.
Oh, that's really
and so
funny.
is Ader and Devilman. And a bunch of, and some of the other, like, Red Ribbon Army weirdos.
But yeah, so I've been Dragon Balled out right now. Daima has been just so much fun. I really enjoy it. The theme song was really good. Also, I do want to say, I had a really funny thought about Daima. Oh, I don't know. You haven't seen any of it. So, so the whole thing is...
I know the concept.
The main bad guy wishes that basically...
Everybody that beat Boo would turn to a
very
child.
Vague. But so...
But
then the dragon is like, okay, but what about the kids? What about people that are kids? And he's like, I make them babies. So for some reason, Goten and Trunks become babies, but they can like telepathically talk to each other.
I saw that.
But they also are acting like babies, which is so fucking creepy to me that they're like enjoying like shitting their diapers or whatever. And then Dende also is a baby. So the rules are weird. Like Goku he's small but he's still Goku. Like he can still do like Kamehameha Super Saiyan.
He just has the power pole now.
Yeah. Oh, it's just fun. I do love that he brings the power pole back. But it's like why is baby Dende like babbling and like throwing his arms around like a baby? He should be Dende's brain in there. Yeah.
I mean, we've seen probably how fast Namekians can age if you can go by from Dragon Ball too.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll do a joke about that where he's like at the end of like season.
Because by the time King Piccolo spits him out, and by the time he fights Goku, it's been like a few years, and he's like a full adult essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which also like Piccolo should be like a baby then. Like Piccolo is literally like a little older than Gohan.
Okay, what's so weird? At that point, he is fused with at least 2 Namekians. So are those 2 people that are fused with him, Kami and Nail, are they also babyified? Are they...
That's a good question. I'm sure they don't even talk about it.
No.
Also, one last thing too is, so this is something in like one of the manga super arcs, Vegeta learns like a superpower where he can like split energy or something, and he literally is like, with this power I could literally unfuse anyone. He's like, Piccolo, I could unfuse the Nemekins, and he was like, why would they do this? Like,
also they just
so stupid.
They also retconned the Potara earrings in like Super,
and they retcon them again in Daima.
Yep,
they literally say like the boo's gases.
Oh, that was always the case. That's why Vegeta was able to split when he got absorbed by Boo.
Well, they don't like they sort of like dance around it. They don't like ever confirm that in Z. They like speculate that's why it happened, but in Daima they just flat out confirm it, and then they unfuse Kibito Kai because
and the humans really have a time
design.
limit, and it's dumb. It just makes it just like the fusion dance, this faster.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. Yeah. The whole point of the Potara earrings is like it's a permanent fusion,
but it's also like guaranteed not to fuck up.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh.
Also, Kibito Kai is one of the worst designs ever. I'm so happy they didn't do that.
Yeah, Supreme Kai's like normal design is great.
Yeah, Shin, and that's another thing I love about Daima. Sorry, I'm like taking this whole fucking.
No, it's fine.
Shin is like, well, that's what they call him in Japanese, I guess. Supreme Kai. He is kind of like the secondary main character to Goku for a lot of it, and like him and Goku have a really good like kind of straight man dynamic where like Shin is like the straight man, Goku's like the goofball. It's really fun, actually. I really like them.
Interesting. I thought to check it out. I haven't been watching.
I think you'll really enjoy it. It's one of those things like you might want to just wait for like a bunch of episodes to be out and then binge it, because that's what I wish I could do.
I've been too busy for me. I've been watching Dan to Dan on Netflix instead, and not the most recent episode before. It was like the dancer episode, of like the Vision episode. It was like
the Vision episode,
as it basically described without spoiling like to you about the episode. But like it was one of those episodes that just like crushes your soul, but it's so amazingly done that I'm like, I can't give it enough props for this episode. This is like, well, I guess what people remember that one episode of Demon Slayer that people talk about. This is like, I guess Data Dance version of that, but like it's like so fucking sad, but it's spectacular. It's great. It is still like probably the most like a very horny show also, but like other than the weird horniness stuff, I really do love it, and the character and the theme song slap. It also did that thing where like emotional, like your emotions have been destroyed, and then the wacky ED plays like everybody thought like part 5, oh man, X character dies, then Freaking You starts playing, where it's like that kind of thing, but it actually happened in this, which is very funny.
That's really funny. It's very unfair, but I don't know why, but I really don't like Dan to Dan, and it is such an unfair opinion for me to have because I've only read a few chapters, but I need to just watch it because
I think yeah.
I think also the clips I've seen have made me like not like. I don't know why. It's totally not fair. I admit it's not fair.
Also, it's one of those things people don't shut up about now, and I can understand that being like.
I kind of have that same reaction to Delicious and Dungeon Mesh.
Oh, I love Dungeon Mesh,
which isn't. I also acknowledge is not fair. Yeah, and I'm sure I would really enjoy it.
I think you would,
but I think those like a bitter asshole.
But those are things that those things I watch where I think we can do an episode. We watch it when it's done with you, and I think about reading after the season's done. Thinking about maybe just reading it, just so I can have we can do a series where I've watched or read. And,
yeah, we can always do that.
But
I would be. Yeah, I'm not in any hurry to watch any anime. So.
Oh yeah, but another thing, because the first thing I kind of did for the first time was I kind of did like a Magic the Gathering pre-release kind of tournament. Thing for the first time ever, because they had the Foundation set came out, and that was just like so we went there. Me and my buddy went there. You get like a pre-release set with a bunch of booster packs and some special card, and then you have to build a 40 card deck out of that in like 30-40 minutes, and then you have a best of 3 against 3 different people, and you get packs reward. And for my set, like I didn't have like a good like functioning like one thing, so I made like a red green like kind of just aggro deck. And the first round, I lost 1-2. But it was back and forth. Both of those games, just resources. Also, the guy had a blue, so he just bounced back the gate.
If someone can play blue and they know how to play blue, it's like really, really hard.
Second guy, I beat 2-0. Really cool dude. And what's it called? I beat him 2-0. He also had blue-white deck. I got past enough of his negates twice in a row, so I was happy with that one. Third guy I ended up playing with the guy I went there with, my buddy, and that was also I lost 1-2. But he also played freaking blue-white. So 3 games I played were all
Nothing but
blue decks, and I hated it. I just wanted to play against like an actual like aggro.
I have the least experience playing against blue decks, so I'd hate that.
But I ended up getting like out of my pack, I got like a pretty pricey like $30 like full art holographic card. So
nice, that's awesome.
So yeah, no, it's a lot of fun to do those. It's like the biggest card shop in Jersey, so like
that's awesome.
A lot of space in there.
I haven't gone there yet.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's like it's a lot more spacious. So you don't have to worry about like you go
smelling people.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I didn't go 0-3, so I went 1-2, and the 2 games I lost, it came down to the last game to the wire. So
that's awesome.
A lot of fun. I've been making some commander decks like as well. I've been getting more into Magic. So I've been having a lot of fun.
I enjoy Magic. I don't have too many decks. I want to play more, but I'm also kind of in a point where I'm like, maybe spending money on collecting card games is not the best financial decision for me.
If you don't have like a friend group to play around, yeah, I can see that. But I made like a Karlak deck as one, and then I have like another like Burn deck, and I'm making like a milled evil deck now.
Yeah, I've only ever used like the start. Well, I did do a draw, or what are they called? I always forget the name of it.
Burn?
No, when you do a draft. I did a draft with my friends for the cute little woodland creature set that came out.
Oh yeah, Dustburrow, I think, or Dawn.
I have
something like that.
Somewhere in here.
But any of those I want to go. It was like a $50 buy-in, but you get every all the cards you get, you keep. It was a lot of fun.
You should let me know when you do it again. I'd be down to go.
Yeah, I'd definitely let you know, because that was the first time I've ever did. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But it was 40 minutes seemed like a long time. I was like, oh man, I need to like know what if it has synergy. I think my one buddy said he played somebody who was playing like 5 colors in a 40 card deck, and she like 2-0'd him because she was insane. Like,
how are you fucking getting your mana for that?
Some people are just big brained, or they had a lot of artifacts. Maybe, I don't know, man.
I got kind of really, because the past couple days I've just been doing shit around my apartment, so I've been just listening to random shit, and I've listened to a ton of stuff about Magic, and like. I was like, kind of like, what's the history of card games? Like, because it feels like anytime I play a new card game, I'm always like, oh, this feels kind of adjacent to Magic, or it's and like ultimately that's the answer. Is like Magic was kind of the first one.
I think out of card games, I played a little bit of Pokemon, like when it first happened. I played Yu-Gi-Oh a lot, and I played Magic, and yeah, she played One Piece not too long ago.
I really want to play more of that. I really had fun doing.
I actually bought the other deck now too, but
I want to get another deck also. Or I was thinking,
if you go to that card shop, they have a bunch of them. The new set, the new 5 that drop. If you really want Uda, your favorite One Piece.
I don't want Uda. I hate her. But is it far from here? It's not too far from here.
It's no, not too far. It's right off like the highway, not too far from here.
Ah, yes, the highway.
The highway.
We don't want to dox ourselves.
No, they want to track. It's in the biggest comic book shop in Jersey, so like they can figure it out if they Google that. But no, it's if you're curious about the One Piece card game, you and Jim played a couple games with that. It's like very much like Commander, but with more mana management essentially.
It seems very bounce heavy too. It's like almost everything. I don't know.
If my deck revolved around bouncing. I think the one I got just like not too long ago was revolving around like playing around with your life.
That's interesting.
It's like fuck around with your life.
Who's the like commander?
My what's it called? My Mochi boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, got him.
Curry.
Yeah, got him. I think the new set, had like a Whitebeard set. Uda was one. It was just probably another Luffy set, and I forget. I think Smoker is another one that came out.
Yeah, I really want to play more because like my deck was.
You had
also it was the 7 Warlords deck, and it was not like bouncing for me, but it was more about like. Bouncing your cards, which unfortunately was kind of like to your advantage.
Well, my deck required having other guys out there for me to bounce myself, so I can do a double attack. It was the gay deck of Zoro and Sanji as my commanders.
Yeah, that was I really want to play more.
It's fun because you can only attack your leader, which affects your life if they're tapped essentially, and like you could choose to not use your commander's ability, but they're so good that you have to use them. So I kind of love.
I like it. Just feels like a more simplified Magic system or like mana system from Magic.
Like trying to manage. Okay, how much do I want to buff my guy to make sure he doesn't get hit, or like you have counter cards too, enough mana so I can cast a counter. Like it's very fun.
It feels very like it feels like it's designed to be very quick, even though our games were not.
Yeah, I think that market we went to for the JoJo event has a big One Piece like. Not big. It's like a little part for it to play One Piece if you wanted to.
Yeah, we should go up there again.
Yeah, definitely.
For many reasons. But yeah.
I think that's it.
That's it?
I wrap it up? I plug it up?
Yeah, I thought this was like going to be like 3 hours long after all the talking we did.
How's
yeah.
this thing going? I'll plug it up.
Plug it up, Sam.
I'll
What
plug
are
up
you
the giant hole in Billy Jean's head.
Billie Jean's
Bobby
skull.
Jean. Thank you all for listening. If you liked the episode, don't forget to leave a comment, review, anything, anywhere you were listening to that helps. Any little like or review. You can also follow. Jim doesn't really use the Twitter anymore. I use it a little bit, but I'm using Blue Sky now too, so that's on my Twitter if you need the link for that. You can also leave it if your name shout out the next episode. Leave whatever you feel like leaving on our Patreon. And with that, I think that's everything. Right?
I think so. I mean, yeah, no Twitter. All right.
Rest in peace. Rest in piss.
Rest in peace.
Rest in piss. Twitch shit.
All right.
All right.
Goodbye.
You say bye, Jim.
Goodbye.